Today, we're going to be talking about our DNFs, the did not finish books. Not to say that they are bad books necessarily, but they didn't necessarily resonate with us. We've been talking about what makes a story compelling, and this is a good counter to that, is what is something that could make these stories more compelling if they had changed some certain element.
Tyler might not say it's bad. I'm going to say it's bad. I'm going to make objective claims that these stories are bad. I'm going to talk about two stories simultaneously because I think it's interesting the way that they interact. The first one I'm going to talk about is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. The second one is the sequel called Iron Flame. The first book, Fourth Wing, I think has a very compelling start. Basically, the story starts with the main character who has wanted to be a scholar her whole life, getting thrown into basically the Marines, the dragon riding Marines, and she's like, I'm gonna die. I've not trained for this. Her mother, who is like a high up general, is forcing her to do this Marine training, and the first thing you have to do as a Marine is like walk across this parapet that like half of the contestants die just trying to get across it. It's extremely compelling. You're like, is she going to survive? Will she become a dragon rider? Anyone who's read for any amount of time will know that obviously she will be. But it like introduces this interesting magic system, introduces an interesting character that has interesting like physical flaws. Her like bones pop out every time she like moves. She just has the world stacked against her. Great opening. The sequel, on the other hand, does not have a great opening. The end of the first book has a large reveal that I'm not going to spoil. And the beginning of Iron Flame is basically 3 chapters of just people in a room talking about how crazy the ending of the first book was. Now, I will say, when you have a sequel, you already have a little bit of investment from a reader. However, it takes forever for that book to have any kind of question. It takes forever for that book to have any kind of inciting incident or anything that the reader wants to see other than things that were already set up in the first book. There's a bunch of theories on why I think Iron Flame is just a worse book in general. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that sequels are hard, and also it probably just needed an editing sweep. I think there's an incredible book within Iron Flame. It just needs to be like 25% shorter. There's a concept in improv that a lot of people know just called yes and. It's this idea that when someone puts out something crazy, you don't just go, okay. No, you you add to it. You add some kind of twist or some kind of turning it on its head. And Iron Flame doesn't do that. It just says, okay, there's no increasing of stakes. There's no like interesting twist to it. They just kind of revel in the reveal of the first book and hope that that carries you through the first 5 chapters of nothing happening. I think a lot of that could just be cut or add some kind of twist. Like allow your readers to like have another thing happen. I think something even as simple as that could really just make that beginning snap together.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because I was even thinking, I haven't read it, but if you reorg some things, could that actually help where a twist comes earlier?
I'm an editor by trade, so my first inclination is just like, kill it, destroy it, rip it out. You maybe could reorg some of it if you really want to have people sitting in a room for 3 chapters. I guess you could push it later. But honestly, a lot of it could just probably go. You're really only there to watch the 2 main characters like have a bunch of sexual tension anyway. Why do I need to sit and listen to politics for 3 chapters?
No, that's a good point. I mean, that does sound, if it's 3 straight chapters and even if they're relatively short, I think that's tough. I love Ender's Game. I know I mentioned Speaker for the Dead. Ender's Game kind of has that like people in a room observing people, and it's used pretty sparingly. Like it doesn't linger too long. It like will open a chapter and it's like 3 paragraphs, and then it's done. So I would appreciate that a lot more.
I need to be careful with the way that I say this because it makes it sound like I'm saying like, oh, there's explosions in the beginning of book 1 and there's not in book 2. That's not what it is. People sitting in a room can be extremely interesting, but you have to make it interesting. In the same way that you make anything interesting, there has to be some kind of conflict. There has to be some kind of tension. If there's not, it's just like the reader wanting to pull their eyes out.
I was just thinking about that, like with Ender's Game, that there's conflict going on. In Game of Thrones, there's a lot of discussion around a table, but there is very stark conflict between the characters because one party wants something that the other one doesn't want or vice versa, So it definitely can get you into the mode of like, okay, I'm invested in what's going to happen because of that.
So yeah, I think those are 2 really interesting examples, and to show that professionals get this wrong all the time. She is an extremely good writer, and her first book, she did a great job. In her second book, she did a terrible job. I think this shows how difficult it is, but when you do it right, it can make a book turn from a D to an A+.
For my DNF, I haven't DNF'd that many books, honestly. I love to get through them. If I choose to, I want to like, you know, actually finish it, see where it goes. But okay, look, I have it right here with me. This is one of my favorite books, Annihilation. Jeff VanderMeer, you're incredible. So, I mean, no offense to you, Jeff. Your sequel to Annihilation, I just didn't enjoy it. And I don't know, maybe I just didn't draw as what I wanted to draw out of it. The reason I love Annihilation so much is because it is weird and mysterious. And there's so much that I don't understand. And I'll say that that's hard to pull off, to actually enjoy something that you don't know what's going on. All props to VanderMeer for making that happen. So I would dare say, this can't have a sequel. It doesn't need to, because I liked it the way it was. And again, that might be personal preference, but so when you jump into the sequel, Authority, you have a completely new character and it follows his journey, and it basically gives you more answers into what's going on. Not total answers, it has a lot more weird stuff going on, of course. There was a lot that I just found uninteresting. I think it's because there's so much draw to, there's an expedition that goes to this place in the first book, and you just want to know why they're there and what is going on, what happened to XYZ person. And I don't know, I feel like the second one places it too much, if that makes sense. So I basically dropped it. Caveat, I did end up finishing it because I love VanderMeer so much. I wanted to make it through. But in any other circumstance, that's a DNF to me, because I'm just like, I just don't feel drawn in. I would love to get people's thoughts on this too. Like, if you love the sequel, I can reread it. I have it. If I need to reread it, if I miss something, I'm all open to suggestions, because I love the first one so much. So maybe there's more out there like me though, that just, they love the mystery and they didn't want answers.
It's always sequels. Both of ours are sequels. Maybe that's the takeaway. Don't write sequels.
All right, well, that about does it for us. Hopefully we went over some relevant and useful information regarding books we just couldn't get through, had a hard time getting through, and you can take that with you and apply it to your own writing and stories. So at the end of the day, keep writing so we can keep telling good stories together. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey guys, if you really like this video, check the one down below. You might like that one too.
And if you really like what you see, click here to subscribe.